Hello, everyone. So, few people have recently asked me, or I should say, in the last couple of months, there has been a couple of questions on this topic about Atlassian Marketplace, and this is, of course, important for new Jira, not only users but organizations or people who are responsible for setting up Jira. Now, good thing about Jira is that Jira comes with different apps. Now, in this video, I actually wanted to focus on how you should find an app that you think could be useful. So there are different scenarios. You may already know what you need. For example, maybe you are already using Jira and you're looking for a reporting app, right? So in that case, you know that you need an app that will enhance the reporting. Or maybe if you're looking for a specific feature that is missing, or a specific functionality, maybe you want to create a clone, and maybe you're looking for a feature where it will also create a clone of the linked issues, or maybe subtasks, or maybe stories in the epic. So there are different use cases, and depending upon what exactly you're looking for, you can always find an app. But at the same time, you can always just browse and find out or maybe explore different apps. What I used to do a lot when I was when I used to do like a lot of pre-sale work, and if you're doing pre-sale work, then you have to. I mean, to be honest, I still do that, but I don't really do a lot of exploration of apps these days. On my channel, I have a playlist called App Review, which I stopped, not really completely stopped, but I don't really do app reviews because almost everyone who follows my video, they know that I'm actually a bit biased towards few apps for obvious reasons. But there are a lot of use cases where I do use an app. I do recommend an app if I know that if you're on Jira Cloud, then you anyways have to use an app to achieve something, to solve a problem. And usually there are apps that will provide you easy integration with other tools. So I do, use those apps, or recommend or ask my clients to purchase it. Now, if you're new to Atlassian Marketplace, you need to go to this URL called marketplace.atlassian.com. And of course, you can do some search here, and you can, it's not difficult, all straightforward thing here. But of course, if you are trying to narrow down on some apps, you can basically use these filters on the left hand side. For example, if you look here on the left hand side, you can filter by product. Now, these apps are of course not only for Jira or Jira Service Management, but you also have apps for Confluence, Bitbucket, Compass, and a couple of other tools. So a couple of other products from Atlassian. For example, you want to focus on Jira, right? Now, if you focus on Jira, then you will get all the apps that are compatible with Jira, right? Obviously. But if you want to focus on apps that are compatible only with Jira Service Management, you can do that. Now, there are a lot of apps that are actually compatible with both. And for example, if you are using EasyBI, for example, then of course EasyBI can work with Jira or Jira software as it was, and also Jira Service Management. Now, if you basically narrow down on, to begin with, a product, then you can further select here the host type. Now you can select here server, which is of course no longer relevant. So select here cloud or data center. So you can select here cloud, and you can see immediately. So by the way, Atlassian also recommends apps. So for example, you can see here on this particular page, and by the way, I've used all of these apps that you see here, like the most popular apps. So Scriptner for Jira on cloud is something that you are familiar with. X-Ray for test management, and of course, Tempo timesheets, Zephyr Scale, Jira Mist workflow extension, and so on. Now you can, of course, if you're new to Atlassian, sometimes when people are new, you could also be a Jira. Maybe you want to learn Jira and you want to explore. You can also do that, right? And because I used to do pre-sale work, I used to look for new Jira apps all the time because that was required for my work. and I still do that, but not really too much into like exploring the apps these days. But I do keep an eye. I do, monitor. And good thing about these apps is that you can always evaluate for. I mean, some of these apps are actually free. Now, if you are looking for some free app, maybe you have a Jira instance, small Jira instance, and you want to, maybe you're a small company and you have less than 10 users. So there are, plenty of apps that are actually free. So if you select here free up to 10 users, you can see here that, popular apps like Script Runner for Jira on cloud, it is free. JMWE, JSU, and Deep Clone for Jira, and few other apps are actually free for up to 10 users. But at the same time, you also have these categories on the left hand side, so you can always filter based on the category. Now, let us say you have found an app. Now, what you can also do is there is no like straightforward answer to that, but usually, if you can see like good rating, and to be honest, this rating, I remember last year I read somewhere on Atlassian developer portal that there was a discussion about the authenticity of these ratings, but apart from the rating and apart from the number of installs, you can also look at the cloud fortified tag here from Atlassian, and you can also take a look at the company, if you know the company. I mean, as a new user, you might not know about these these companies, but you can always ask on the community. For example, and I used to do, basically, as I mentioned, I still do that, but my potential clients send me their requirements. That Ravi, we want to roll out Jira, and we are looking for these X number of features. And sometimes they actually straight away tell me that, Ravi, we are looking for Jira, and we also need someone who can help me or help us with Tempo or Script or maybe XYZ app, right? So what I'm saying is that apart from doing like the initial exploration yourself, I highly recommend you to always check with an expert, and don't really look at the apps, or don't really just install the app for the sake of it. You might think that, okay, there is an app that says Jira Misc Workflow Extension, maybe we need this app. So you need to basically be clear about what exactly you're trying to achieve, because as I always say, majority of people are not even using Jira in its purest form. Of course, I'm talking about customization. Customization is, of course, always in Jira, but you can actually do quite a lot with Jira without installing any app. I mean, that is definitely a possibility. Of course, it is always good to have apps to solve a specific problem, but in the beginning, if you're doing evaluation, feel free to install these apps, play around, and if you're not really sure, ask on the community. You can always ask me. You can just go to my website, sparksys.com. So for example, if you go to sparksys.com, you can then just reach out to us, and we can also help you and assist you if you are not really sure whether these problems can be achieved by these apps. So yeah, that is it. I thought I'll probably just briefly talk about the Atlassian Marketplace, and to be honest, probably it's a good thing, but there are too many apps, maybe not. So there are like too many apps that you can probably I mean, there is an app for everything now, which is honestly it's a good thing, but it is also it could be overwhelming for you to make a decision. And I used to make, I think I still make those videos where I used to make annual videos where I used to talk about my top 5 apps. And I think you know the answer, but if you're looking for a very unique integration with some tool, I'm sure you'll find something here. Like if you go to integrations, and if you maybe select here Jira, now you will find plenty of apps where Jira can be integrated with other tools, and like Salesforce, or maybe you can use an app for Power BI, maybe Slack, or maybe Google Drive, TFS, and Of course, GitHub, there are a lot of things that you can do with GitHub. So there are so many things that you can do by connecting Jira with other tools. But again, this is not really straightforward. Don't really connect for the sake of it. There has to be only integrate two tools together when you think you need to save time and there is a requirement, there is a strong business case. All right, that is it. I thought I'll probably talk about my Atlassian Marketplace in this video. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new today. Thank you very much.